Hi, and welcome back to Missed It by How Much. This is the channel that does test sports hypotheses by using computer game engines. We're currently in the 1990 season, testing to see if the Dodgers would win the National League West without Alfredo Griffin at shortstop. The Dodgers are currently 24-17 and a game and a half up over the Reds. But before we get to the Dodgers, let's talk about some other notes around the league. The first one is Lenny Dykstra, the center fielder for the Philadelphia Phillies, had been on a 30-game hitting streak, and that came to an end. He finally went without a hit, but his average is still at 400 through 40 games, which is a great accomplishment. Looking at his game logs, I remember for some reason with my game, these are missing. There you see the 0 for the first time in a month. As you see down here, a lot of 3-hit games. Again, some games are missing. Again, I don't know the reason why, but very impressive streaking. Hats off to him. Also, I was investigating the American League West, and I thought Chicago would play better because they would have the opportunity to use Frank Thomas for a whole season. So I took a little bit closer look into how he's doing. And when I did, I found something that was rather strange to me. I thought I had given the GM the opportunity to play him the whole season, but I had noticed previously and in other, games, just looking through box scores, watching the games, that Frank had not been playing every day, which seems very strange to me given his average is 382. He's only played in 27 of the 41 games the White Sox have played. And in fact, right here you see he's inactive. So I tried to investigate a little bit deeper, looking at these great numbers. Look at the on base of over 50% of the time. Runs created of 15. I mean, who wouldn't want this guy playing every single at bat that he could? And that's with him cooling off in May down to 360. So I had previously given every team the ability to use a computer GM to make roster changes. They were not set or bound by as played in the regular season lineups or rosters. Computer GM can move anybody around they want. They can start anybody they want. However, I did find a quirk that I did not know about in this game, looking at the manager preferences, just playing around. Again, this is the first season I've ever played this game. I went through and I found this player usage preference setting. And it says settings apply when managed by the computer, and I clicked it just to see what was going on. And it shows that the player usage preference is based on real life usage, which in the real 1990 season, Frank was only brought up towards the end and did excellently, which is again why he's playing well now. But we don't want that to be restrained. That's one of the reasons I played this season. I wanted Jose Vizcaíno to play more often, and eventually he's turned into my starting shortstop. So I went to the player quality setting. I clicked that, and it asks to reset the depth charts to reflect new player usage preference. I said yes. And also create new saved lineups to reflect new player usage preference, and I clicked yes. Now, not all teams, this is not going to affect all teams, but I did do it for every single team. And then I clicked on OK. And then I clicked on OK again. And as you see here, the default first baseman is Martinez. Carlos Martinez, who's hitting 260 with an OPS of 709. So We'll see if that changes. I'm going to keep an eye on that as we go through more games, but I want every team to play the best they can. Again, that's another reason why the injury setting is only to a max of 2 weeks, 15 days. So we'll keep an eye on that. We'll see if that affects it. I don't think that will affect many other teams. I don't know of many other that had a great player like Frank Thomas come up at the end of the season. It does affect players that have been traded, but let's just take a quick look at Tom Brunansky. He was one player who was traded by the Cardinals, I believe, to the Red Sox and had a big effect on them winning the division in the American League East. And see, he's played 40 games out of a possible 40 games. So he's played every day, even though at this point, I believe he was still with the Cardinals. The reason he is with the Red Sox for the full season is because those players that were on 2 teams in the opening settings, I placed on the roster of the team that they were with the majority of the season and deleted the other player. For us, it would be consistent with Stan Javier, who played the most of the season, the majority of the season with the Dodgers, versus Willie Randolph, who started with the Dodgers, but then in the second month was traded to the Oakland A's. He's going to play the whole season with them. So we'll see if that corrects that situation and allows Frank to play more often. I hope so. Now, going to the Dodgers. The Dodgers had, in their previous video, played the Cubs and had won a blowout game. I believe it was 8-2. And in that game, one of the points that I made was that the Dodgers had a decent start from Jim Neidlinger that allowed him to pitch deep into the game, and the fact that they were ahead by so much. And very few bullpen players were necessary to pitch. And the Cubs did not have the same luxury. So I said that later on in the series, the use of all of these relief pitchers could perhaps be a pivotal reason why the Cubs would not win future games in that series. Well, looking into the schedule, I learned that the Dodgers were only playing a 2-game series. So it would only matter about 1 game how they would do. I'm not finding what I want. I'm going to go over here and look under reports. So I said it would have an effect on the second game of the series. This, again, being a strange season because of the stoppage at the beginning of the season with the lockout. There are some series that are not 3 or 4 games. There's some that are only 2. And this happened to be one of them. But I still felt like when you have the opportunity to knock out a starting pitcher and make a team use a lot of their bullpen at the beginning of a series, it helps you later on. So in the second game that was not broadcast on this channel, the Dodgers played the Cubs with Ramon Martinez starting. And as Ramon, who should be the ace, has done, he has not always pitched his best. And that was true in this game. In fact, I believe the Dodgers were down 5-2 at one point in this game when the Cubs did decide to go to the bullpen. Dodgers did start off well, but the Cubs came back and, yes, led 5-2 going into the 6th. For whatever reason, Mike Bielecki was pulled, even though he had been pitching very well. He had 98 pitches, so, He still had probably another inning in him, maybe. Either way, they went to the bullpen. Ossenmacher, Lancaster, Williams, Nunez, Pico, and Wilson all pitched. So 6 guys pitched, and 4 of them gave up runs, which allowed the Dodgers to get back in it. In the 6th, they made it 5-3, and then in the 7th, the Dodgers blew it open and took the lead. And so my point was, the Cubs lost this game based on how they played the previous game. So looking at these guys, Ossenmacher, Lancaster, Mitch Williams, Nunez, Pico, Wilson. I know Wilson did pitch in that previous game. Looking at just for people that care. Mike Scioscia had a big game, 3 RBI, 2 hits. Stan Javier had 3 hits and 2 RBI as the Dodgers came back. Scioscia, one of his hits was a home run. So, let's take a look at the game previous to that, where the Cubs had to play a whole bunch of relief pitchers because Sean Bosky got knocked out very early on. Wilson pitched, Lancaster pitched, Kramer did not. And Kramer pitched 2 innings, so his ERA is 0. I wonder if I can click on him here and take a look at him. He's a very good pitcher. Either way, I don't think he was available. And you have to wonder if Lancaster and Wilson were reduced. Wilson pitched 3 innings in that game. Even though he did not give up any runs in the second game, I still think it has a psychological effect. Could just be the Dodgers are good at coming back. Either way, I made a point of looking at that. So the Dodgers are on this road trip of 8 games. They won the first 2 against Chicago. And they will have to play up next the St. Louis Cardinals. And after a 3-game series in St. Louis, a 3-game series at Pittsburgh, and then the Cincinnati Reds come to town for a 4-game set. And the Dodgers will be without Lenny Harris until the 2nd of June. So St. Louis is a series that the Dodgers should do well. St. Louis is a last place team. Pittsburgh and Cincinnati are very good, and the Reds are just behind the Dodgers, and Pittsburgh is currently in first place, although the East has 4 very good teams. If you want to count Montreal, 5. So those will be difficult games. So the goal is to win this series at least 2, if not 3, because the record is not very good. Although today, the Dodgers will face Tewksbury. Bob is 2 complete games in 8 starts. He has fewer hits than innings pitched. Doesn't give up a lot of home runs. 6 walks to 26 Ks. So this will be a good challenge. So I took the time to actually look at his numbers because I feel like he's probably the best pitcher on the staff facing their ace. Take any team for granted, and you lose the division by 1 game. We're trying to make up 5+ games in the season. This is where it comes to bite you. Great numbers, an ERA of 2.38. So this will be a challenge. But I thought I found, I've used another tool that is in this game to try to track who to play and who not to play. But a big key right here is looking at, he pitches very well against right-handers. The on base and slugging together, it's 388 OPS. That's horrible. So we're going to try to stay away from right-handed hitters when making this lineup, I don't know that there's much of a difference. Most of our lineup against righties is left-handed and or switch. But that's a key to remember. If he's in the game late and we need a big at-bat, we're going to be looking for a left-hander to come in and hit. Fernando, anyone? Versus his OPS here is 745. So that's a huge difference. That's not exactly 400 points, but it's close. So interesting to see how that will compare versus when you go to batter versus pitcher matchup analysis. It'll give you some weird numbers, which I don't know how accurate this is. We're going to try this and show it to you real quick. I showed it to you earlier in the series when the Dodgers played the Padres. And it caused me to start Jose Gonzalez in the outfield. And he did get a triple in his first at-bat, but nothing after that. And it's kind of made me feel like this is kind of, it's information, it's data, but I don't think it's any more accurate than what I just looked at. According to this, surprise, surprise, Daniels and Murray should do well. But look at Gonzalez, a 945. He's supposed to do better. You know, and I don't believe that he can do that. He hasn't proven that. I know he's had limited at-bats, but I mean, his slug is 669? No. I find that hard to believe, and we're in a situation where I can't play around and give up games just to try somebody who's not proven. Unfortunately, that's the situation we're in. So, based on all that information, we're going to take on the St. Louis Cardinals in St. Louis with our ace. And I know I said Ramon many times is our ace. He has not pitched like it, and Mike Hartley has. So, as of right now, I'm deeming him the ace until something changes. And it could change today. Who knows? He has the best ERA in the league at 0.88, but Mike Hartley is going to take on the St. Louis Cardinals today and try to keep the Dodgers' lead in the West to 2 games. Cincinnati has already won. Looking over to the right, Kevin Mitchell has overtaken Cal Daniels in the MVP voting. Doug Drabek still the Cy Young candidate in the lead. And the Giants still by 0.02 of a point ahead of the Dodgers in hitting. There are the scores from the 25th of May, 1990. All the results except for one game. And there you see over here in the highlights, the Lenny Dykstra 30-game hitting streak. Tip of a hat to hit. That is very difficult to do. Very impressed. Darryl Strawberry, who had been doing poorly, even though the Mets have beaten us 4 straight times, he got a 4-hit game with a home run, so he's heating up. Hopefully we'll have to see him for a while. So, I hope you enjoyed those little notes of around the league. But we have a game to play against the Cardinals. We're going to make sure nothing funny happens here. We're going to take on the Cardinals as the Dodgers manager. But first we have to build the lineup. Keeping in mind, right-handers do not do well against Bob Tewksbury. So we'll start off. This is attempt number 4,000 of trying to do the lineup correctly without making a mistake. There's Cal Daniels in left field and Eddie Murray at first. And we're going to flip these guys around. Eddie's just a little bit hotter. Then we'll go to the righty situation, and Scioscia, who again I love in this spot because he makes contact, will bat third. Kirk Gibson will bat fourth and play center field. Stan Javier, who had a good game, the last one against the Cubs, will play right field, and there's our outfield is set. Mike Sharperson is due up next, 6th. Jose Vizcaíno is not good at facing righties. So, should I flip them here? Let's just put them in, and then maybe we'll move them. Sharperson, Vizcaíno's back from his short rest. And then we can go with Samuel to play second base. I don't have anybody else who can hit left here. Let's take that off so there's no confusion as to who's available. I could play Hamilton at third for the whole game. He's an automatic out. Or I can try Samuel and then move Hamilton in as a defensive replacement. I think that's how we'll go. Vizcaíno has been hitting very well. Very impressed. Let's go back over here and look at his stats as a whole. He's hitting .297. That's beyond what I could ever have imagined for the shortstop position. One of the reasons Alfredo Griffin is not on the team is because he only hit .210 in the regular season and played 135 plus games. So we could move him up. He is very hot. And I'm going to take that chance. Well, I almost did the whole lineup correctly. And of course, our best pitcher is Mike Hartley. He will pitch. Looking at who's available. Cruz is up. He's available. He did pitch the last game, so if I do pitch him here, he's not available in the next game, probably. Fernando's still down. Wetland is down, which I don't understand why he had a day off. Still learning as to why people are up or down. Howell is available. He threw the last game. Gott did not, so he's available. Searage and Walsh both did, so whoever I use here is not going to be available in the second game of the series, and Holmes is down because he did pitch 2 games in a row. Okay, so hopefully it's not too close. But I do have Cruz, and I do have Howell, and I do have Gott, and I do have both lefties. So if this is a close game, we will use them to try to win. The winds are in, so it's going to be difficult to hit home runs for any reason, including the pitchers are really good. Okay, we're going to make one change. Well, I can't make that change. I'm sorry to say. This is a new picture for me. I'm trying this one to see how it does for Busch Stadium. And it looks nice. However, the pictures of the players are somewhat small for some reason. So I'm going to have to go back in and change that after the game is over. But we'll start off with Eddie Murray. Good numbers. Let's see if he can start the Dodgers off with a base runner. Fly ball to Rex Hudler playing right. The Hud man or Hud dog makes the catch. 1 out for Daniels. He hits one to right as well. Hudler looks like he's got a beat on that one. 2 out for Socha. And he walks. So the Dodgers' first base runner is that first Socha not running for Gibson. Kirk. It's a fly ball to center. Thompson got it. And the Dodgers get a walk and nothing else. Through half an inning, it's no score. Here come the Cardinals. Vince Coleman will start off with a ground ball to Vizcaíno over to Murray. And that's an important part of keeping the game in check, is keeping Vince Coleman off base. He has the lead league in steals. Here's Jose Akendo. He gets a base hit to left. See if he's going for 2. He'll hold with the single. 1 out for Rex Hudler, who's hitting .320. He hits a ground ball to Sharperson. This could be 2. Over to Samuel for 1. Nope. The Hud dog runs it out and is safe at first. 67% chance of running with Pagnozzi up there. I don't think he'll run, but I'm going to throw over there anyhow, try and lower that. And it goes up to 70. Okay, well, we'll figure out if they're going to run a lot in this series right now. Whitey Herzog. Yep, he's going. The throw to second, and they got him. Sosha throws him out. The HUD dog has to go back to the right, his job in right field. So we're through one, no score. Javier leads off the second. Looks like a liner into center that falls, base hit. See how much speed he has here. 70%. I'm not going to run. I'm going to let Vizcaíno, who's on an 8-game hitting streak. Who would have ever guessed that? First to throw over, Javier is picked on. I need to go to the stats and see how many times he's been picked off, but that's at least 3 that I can come up with. And that's ridiculous. And I was not trying to steal, so I don't know why he's getting picked off so much. Vizcaíno hits a ground ball to short. That's a web gem. And they get him. 2 out. So a somewhat promising inning has gone up in flames, and here's Sharperson, who bats right-handed. But it looks like he's got a base hit here. He does. A rare right-handed batter getting a base hit off Bob Tewksbury. So the inning continues for Samuel. Sharperson not going, and Samuel with a base hit. So there you go. 2 right-handers in a row. There's a 53% chance that Sharperson can make it to third, and I'm not. It doesn't really matter. The pitcher is up next. If Hartley can get a base hit, which he has 2 on the season and 17 of it, Sharperson should be able to score. So we'll just try it. Don't expect anything, and I didn't get anything. Struck him out. So the threat ends, but it does make me wonder about what we saw earlier in the video about Tewksbury not being able to, or being able to get right-handed hitters out. Didn't show there. Through 1.5, no score. Here's Pagnozzi versus Hartley. Ground ball to short. Vizcaíno over to Murray. 1 out. Bill Thompson starting in place of Willie McGee is kind of strange, but he gets a base hit. I guess that's why. And he gets past Javier and way past Javier. Goes to pick it up. Is Thompson going for 3? Javier has a weak arm, and I don't know what happened there. And he's going to get it. So a 1-out triple. And I'm in no man's land here in the lineup. I can't go to Tewksbury to try to get out of this. So we're not going to play for stopping 1 run. Our goal is to score 5. So we're going to give up this run, unfortunately. So hopefully we can get Tim Jones out here. And he does not. There's a base hit into right. Javier going to cut that one off. Yeah, but he's going for 2. And he's in there. Tim Jones with a double. The Cardinals lead 1-0, and they got another runner in scoring position. This is not Hartley's best outing thus far. He's facing Walling now. And he walks him. This is a last place team. But I told you before we started, don't treat them that way. The winds have now picked up to 22 miles per hour right to left. I don't know if that has something to do with Javier's misplay, but that's where we're at. Okay, I would prefer to get Collins and then Tewksbury out and start off with Coleman in the 3rd, but Hartley's got to settle down here. He does, strikes him out, and the Tewks is up. He has 1 hit and 17 at bats, so he should be able to get out of this inning. Should being the operative word. There's a base hit into center by Bob. Let's see if they try to send Jones on Gibson's arm. I would. And it should be 2-0. You have a 1% chance of throwing him out. We're not going to do that. So the Cardinals off to a good start. 2-0. First time through the lineup. Not great pitching by Hartley. And now he has to get the speedy Vince Coleman, who's hitting .319 out, to end the 2nd inning. Not what we wanted. Let's see what he can do. Ground ball to Samuel, who's known to make errors. Got it over to Murray. Looks like they got him. So they've gotten Coleman 2 times he's been up, but the Dodgers lead 2-0. The Dodgers are trailing 2-0. I wish. All right, time to get some runs. Here's Eddie Murray to start off the 3rd. Against Tewksbury, that's just a fly ball to center. That's a can of corn, as they would say. Milt Thompson catches it in his apron, and that's 1 out. Here's Cal Daniels with 1 gone against Tewksbury. And he gets a base hit. Just gets past Jones, the shortstop, into left field. Coleman picks it up, throws it back in. Daniels not going anywhere. There's Sosha, who's walked his first time up. And he laces one past Walling and down the line. You got the speedy Coleman going to retrieve the ball. Let's see if Daniels can score. His arm is an 8. Poor play by Walling. Daniels to 3rd. Are we going to send him home? 66% chance. And the heart of the lineup coming up. We're not going to do it. Okay. 2nd and 3rd, 1 out. Gibson, who strikes. What? Needs to make contact here to get the run home. Javier on deck. There we go. Oops. Struck him out. Yep. And it comes down to Javier to get a run home here. Pitch. And it just gets past Oquendo. And all the way to the wall. Sosha should score and tie the game. Let's see if Javier's going to go for more than 2. He's the 2nd. He's going for 3rd. The throw from Oquendo. The relay. He's in there. His 5th triple of the season. For Stan Javier, big hit. Makes up for Gibson's strikeout. And we're tied at 2. Whew. Okay. Vizcaíno. Robbed of a hit his last time up. This hits a little floater to Jones, and we're through 2.5. We're tied 2-2. A lot of 2s. Hartley trying to settle down, faces Oquendo for the 2nd time and walks him. I don't know how long Hartley is for this game. Tim Cruz should be ready to go soon. Here's Hudler. He hits a ground ball. That looks foul. It is. 0-2 pitch to Hud. Ground ball to Samuel. He couldn't get doubled last time. Let's see about this time. Over to Vizcaíno. Nope. Hud dog just doesn't want to get doubled up. So 1 out. Hudler at 68%. He ran last time. So we're going to try to lower that right here. And it went up even higher. Pagnozzi up there. So we think Whitey's going to try it here. 2-2 game. A little technical difficulty. Sorry about that. We're going to try to pick off one more time. Throw over there. See if it goes up higher. It's up to 80%. Okay, we're going to pitch out. He wants to go, it seems like. Yep, he's going. And a bad throw by Sosha, and Hudler makes it to 3rd. So an error there costs us. Probably should have just eaten it. But last time we got him. All right, runner at 3rd, 1 out. Hartley's going to have to settle down here and get Pagnozzi. We're not going to come up. If they score the run, they score the run. We want to stay away from big inning. The pitch to Pagnozzi's a base hit anyhow. It doesn't matter. He would have stolen the base. And he would have scored on that base hit. So it's 3-2. These Cardinals are fighting. If they're a last place team, you wouldn't know by how they're performing now. So Pagnozzi at 1st. Hartley now facing Milt Thompson. This is just not going well for the Dodgers. Strikeout. They're only his 2nd. So the ERA leader is going to have a big number. Well, let's see where he's at. He's up to 133 now. 2 out for Jones, who has a hit. And he has another one, and I hope this does not get past Javier, and it does, and it's going to cost another run. Pagnozzi, the catcher, even on Javier's arm, is going to score. It's 4-2. And Jones has a triple, and that is really strange. Jones is hitting .264, which isn't bad for a shortstop, but 2 hits today. Hartley is just not getting it done. 4 runs. His ERA is now up to 150. It was .88. And now Walling walks. So, Ramon Martinez is not the only ace who has tough times. This is the worst outing I've seen from Hartley. So, to get anything out of him here, we're going to try to get through the third. But he may get knocked out right here. Nope, he strikes out Collins. So he makes it through 3. 4-2 Cardinals, and the Dodgers still have a lot of work ahead of them against a very good pitcher in Bob Tewksbury. All right, Sharperson, who's right-handed, got a hit his last time up. Gets another one here. And it looks like a double. Hudler gets it back in. And Sharperson's 7th double of the season for Samuel. Samuel can, oh no, don't get picked off. And they picked him off. That's the second player who's been picked off in this game by Tewksbury. And I did not tell him to steal. Okay. All right. Samuel's up there now. And he gets a base hit. So all the right-handed hitters are getting... Maybe I should have just loaded up with right-handed hitters. Poor play by Collins. Gets Samuel, and he usually should be able to run. Hartley up there. Had a lot of trouble with bunters being able to get the runner over. And I'd rather have Samuel on base. So, Pagnozzi has a 7 for him. All right, we're not going to try anything funny. We're just going to bat the bunt here. First, they're going to pick Samuel off, right? No, not on that play. There's a good bunt. And a great play by Pagnozzi to get him at first. All right. So Samuel moves to second for Murray. Pitch. There's a base hit to left. Samuel's going to challenge Coleman's arm. Yeah, we're going to try it. See what the percentage is. Nope, no percentage. Samuel scores his 4-3 Cardinals. Eddie Murray with a clutch hit there. Daniels is up next against Tewksbury. Murray not going. Daniels hits one to right. That should be caught by the Hud man. Rex Hudler comes in, makes the catch. The Dodgers get 1 run back. That's still that was a great play. How many great plays in this game already? 4-3 Cardinals through 3.5. Tewksbury will lead off the inning against Hartley, who's really struggling. And he walks. He's on very thin ice. And he's already thrown 79 pitches, so. Coleman bunts. That's strange. With a 1-run lead, bunting there? And Vince is, well, he doesn't get an at-bat for that play. It moves Tewksbury into scoring position for Akendo. And the numbers are good for Akendo. I can't afford many more runs, Mike. See if he can settle down. And he walks Akendo. This is just unlike Mike Hartley. In the replay season, he has 22 total walks. In 54 innings, he's pitched 3 1/3 and he's given up 5 walks. For Hudler, and those numbers are not terrible. Well, they're not great. The slug is really good. Does Hudler have 3 home runs? I just wonder if I should go to the bullpen. And if I do go to the bullpen, are they any better? .648. I mean, those guys are about the same. A little bit higher slug. Could bring in Cruz here. If I give up a home run here, this game's over. They're already trailing. 3-run shot. I'll pretty much stick a fork in them. 189 is the best average. Who's on deck? Pagnozzi. He's almost hit how many? I'm going to try it. He's gotten him twice. If he walks in here, he's done. Ground ball to Vizcaíno. Let's see what can happen. Only to first. and they get Hudler for the third time. No double play, though. This time they don't even get the lead runner. All right, Pagnozzi, not great number. See if Hartley can get through this inning. This half inning right here. Big at bat. The base hit makes it 6-3. And it's a base hit. I left him in too long. Even though the numbers didn't look bad, big hit by Tom Pagnozzi. No chance to throw him out. 4%. And that probably should do it for Hartley. Yep. Left him in one batter too long. He got Hudler, but he couldn't get Pagnozzi. And Tim Cruz is in the game to try to salvage it. Wow. Very impressed with the Cardinals, or just not impressed with Mike Hartley. 6 runs in 3 2/3. All right. Unless a miracle, Cruz strikes him out to end the threat there, but damage is done. The Cardinals scores 2 in the second, 2 in the third, and 2 in the fourth. And through 4, it's 6-3, and the Dodgers are going to have a huge hitting comeback against Bob Tewksbury to win this game. Well, they're only going to be 1 up on the Reds. Socha starts off with a base hit into the gap. Is that 2? It's 8th double of the season. Tewksbury hasn't been great either, but if he's not, he's made the pitches when he's needed to. Here's Gibson. It's a ground ball to Jones. That should be an easy out. Poor play. And does Gibson make it? He does. Defense been all over the map today for the Cardinals. Great plays, a web gym, and some poor plays as well. All right, so Javier, who's 2 for 2 against Tewksbury, a chance to make a big hit here and get the Dodgers back in it. It's a liner. Let's see if Thompson's going to try to catch it. He does. He makes a great play and gets him. So Javier stopped for the first time. 1 out for Vizcaíno, who's 0 for 2. He hits a fly ball. That's an easy out for Thompson. And it comes down to Samuel if the Dodgers are going to score in this half inning. 96% chance of getting to third. Is that worth a shot? I'm going to take it. We're going to see how well 96% goes. All right, he makes it. If there's a wild pitch, great. Otherwise, Sharperson's hitting, not Samuel. He's up next. Sharperson 2 for 2. And he pops it up. Pagnozzi will catch that one. We're through 4.5. 6-3 Cardinals. Or 6-4 Cardinals, excuse me. Wait, what happened? Pagnozzi dropped it? Pagnozzi's under it. He dropped it. That was fair, I guess? It looked foul. Socha scores. Gibson to second. Sharperson safe. Well, you talk about your all-time breaks there. Let's see, see a replay of that? See if that works. Can I make the replay work? Sharperson pops it up. I guess it's technically fair right now. It's in the right-hand hitter's batter box. And that's it. And then you got to read the text. So, I guess the batter's box is fair? Okay. That is news to me of watching baseball for a long time, but apparently the batting box is fair. If you know more about that rule, please leave me a comment below. All right, somehow the Dodgers are still hitting here in the top of the 5th. It's 6-4 Cardinals. Sharperson is at first. Gibson at second. 2 out for Samuel, who has 2 hits in the game against Tewksbury. But he strikes out here. All right, so somehow they get a gift run there thanks to Pagnozzi. It's 6-4 to the bottom of the 5th. Cruz still pitching. And he's going to have to pitch for a while. Ground ball to Sharperson. Over to first. 1 out. For for Walling. Not good numbers. Fly ball. Daniels going back. Is it coming down? It looks like it's coming down. And Daniels makes the catch. 2 out. Dave Collins. It's a ground ball to Murray. Eddie walks it to the bag. And finally a nice, easy inning for a Dodger pitcher today. We're through 5. It's 6-4 Cardinals. Cruz will be hitting for himself because he needs to keep pitching. It's a fly ball to center. That's an easy out. 1 down for Murray. He walks him. Tewksbury now got to be close to 100 pitches. He's exactly at 100 pitches, so they're keeping their eye on him. I'd like to get into that bullpen and see what we can do. Cal Daniels, good numbers. 335, 402 on base, 560 slug, and a 962 OPS against Tewksbury. Hits one deep. How deep is the question? It's back. Hudler's got it. So 2nd out. Murray gonna stay at 1st. Right, gives it a ride. Did he get him? 2 outs for Sosha is 2 for 2 against Tewksbury. And he pops it up. I think it's into the outfield. Thompson barely moving to his right. And no threat there. Tewksbury makes it through the 6th. Still 6-4 Cardinals. He gonna hit for himself here? Yep. And he strikes out. Now if they take him out to start off the next inning, something's wrong. He should have been hit for. Anyhow, we'll take it. It's Coleman. Hits a ground ball to Vizcaíno. Long throw by the shortstop against the speedy Coleman. They get him again. He's 0 for 3, and yet Cardinals have 6 runs. 2 out for Oquendo. It's a fly ball to Gibson. Should have that. 2 great innings by Cruz. In fact, if he'd been brought in an inning sooner, we'd be tied. Or, excuse me, a batter sooner. Back in the 4th, we'd be tied. Tewksbury, almost over the expected pitch count, facing Gibson. 6-4 Cardinals. Ground ball to Walling. Should get Gibson. It's close. He's out. 1 out. Tewksbury allowed to stay in against Javier, who's 2 for 3 with 2 RBI. Walks him. So the tying run comes to the plate, and Tewksbury is officially over his pitch count. But those numbers do not look good for Vizcaíno. Only a 24% chance, well, 24.6% chance for a hit. So I understand leaving him in here. 585. Javier, 58%. He's not going anywhere. Please just don't get picked off. Tewksbury going to throw over there? Nope. Vizcaíno gets a hit. So those numbers didn't mean anything. And Vizcaíno's getting a double out of it. So 1 out double. Javier moves to 3rd. For Sharperson is 2 for 3 against Tewksbury, who's over his pitch limit. And the numbers look better. A 285 average, on base at 287, so he's not going to get walked. Slug of 425 and OPS 711. 2 home runs on the season, that's it. Okay, here's a chance for a big hit and tie this game up. Top of the 7th, 1 out. Fly ball here gets you within a run. Javier can score. Good arms on the corners for Hudler and Vince. Bad arm down the center with Thompson. Okay, here we go. Roll the dice. Pitch to Sharperson's a ground ball to Collins. They're playing back, so I think I'm going to try this. Yeah, safe chance of 96%. Yeah, we're going for that. Collins just going to take it to 1st, right? Well, we have to go to the text to see what happens here. Take it to 1st himself. Javier scores. So it's 6-5. Vizcaíno moves to 3rd. And Frank DiPino is coming in. The lefty, they bring in the lefty to face Sam Well with the tying run at 3rd with 2 outs. So this should be a situation where Samuel should be able to do something here. Let's see if they walk him. I would walk him. Looking at those numbers, 311, 352, 685, OPS of 1.037. So we're definitely going to the bench if they walk Samuel. If they pitch to him, he could strike out or homer. Anything in between. He's very unpredictable. 2 for 3 today and scored a run. So we'll see how he does against the lefty. They pitch to him, and it's a fly ball to left. Coleman going back. The ball's still rising. The ball is still rising, and then he just hit a 2-run shot, and the Dodgers lead 7-6. Hits it into, not the upper deck, but over the fence and into the midsection below the boxes. And a big hit for Juan Samuel, who's had his best game of the year, I think, so far. 3 for 4 with 2 runs scored and 2 RBI. And the Dodgers lead 7-6, and you can bet your bottom dollar Tim Cruz is going to hit for himself and strike out. So they bring in DePino, and he makes a mistake. I don't think Tewksbury would have given up a home run to him. But Tewks is out of the game now. And with the 3 spot in the top of the 7th, the Dodgers have a 1-run lead, but it's just 1 run. All right, 9 outs from a win. Whew, who would have thought that? All right. It's no for sure against this team, but if they do, you can see where the weakness is. All right. Got to focus on what we're doing here. Cruz has only thrown 17 pitches, and he's pitched great. Still got to pay attention. Here comes the middle of the order. I'm going to let him pitch to Hudler. Gets a ground ball to Samuel. Over to Murray. Got the Hud man for the 4th time today. He's been hitting on the ground. Pagnazzi with 3 RBIs today. Only has 1 home run on the season. Not great numbers, so we're going to pitch to him. Cruz strikes him out. 3rd strikeout. 7 outs from a win. Okay, Milt Thompson up there. Better numbers. Good slug. Only has 1 home run and 88 at bats. We're going to let him face Cruz. It's ground ball. Is that to Cruz? Yeah, comebacker. Over to Murray. They got him. Through 7. 7-6 Dodgers. Scott Terry coming in to pitch, the right-hander. He'll face Eddie Murray. An insurance runner, too, wouldn't hurt. Yeah. Good numbers for Murray. 321. 477 on base. Slug of 629. OPS of 1.106. Flip that and look at 27.8% chance of hit. 6.3% chance for a home run. Could also be walked. Okay. He walks in. So Eddie's on. As he usually does, he gets on base a lot. Here's Cal Daniels. Great numbers there. 311 average, 522 on base, 739 slug, and an OPS of 1.261. Already an 8.9% chance of 2 runs scoring. 16.9% chance of a walk, 21.4% chance of a strikeout. 8.9% chance for a dinger here. See, Terry, the bad ERA, but he strikes out Daniels. 1 out for Sosha, who also has good numbers here. Terry has more hits than innings pitched, more walks than strikeouts. So good numbers for Soch. See if he can get a base hit. He's 2 for 3 in the game, but that was against Tewksbury, and he hits one into the gap. And he's going to get 2. Murray will not score, though. Sosha's 3rd double of the game. Wow. Made the game malfunction there for a second. Okay, we're back. Sorry about the technical difficulties there. Top of the 8th. 7-6 Dodgers. Got 2 runners on for Gibson. Whew. Good numbers for Gibson. 269 average, on base of 450, slug of 480, OPS of 930. 28.9% chance of a run scoring. Fly ball could do it. 22.8% chance of a hit here. Almost even in walk and K. 15.2 for a walk, 15.1 for a K. 3% chance for a home run here. Just need an out. Productive out. There's a fly ball to the right man. It's Thompson. It's coming in. He has a 2-arm. It's going to be a challenge here. Nope. Eddie Murray comes in. Walton. And the Dodgers get an insurance run to make it 8-6. So it's just still at second with 2 outs for Javier, who has 2 hits. Against Terry, he hits a fly ball. That should be caught. Milt coming in. Makes the catch. We're through 7.5. 8-6 Dodgers. Okay, 6 outs from a win. Bottom of the order, although Jones has had 2 hits today. Good numbers there against Cruz. We're going to let him pitch. Go batter by batter. Ground ball. Murray's coming in. Got it. I guess that's a bunt. And there's an error. And there's another error. Tosses to Samuel, covering low throw. Samuel keeps it in front of him, so he stays at first. All right, tying run is at the plate now with Walling. He has no home runs. So I'm not worried about that. Jones a 50-50 shot to run. I doubt they will run him, so we're going to just pitch. And here comes Willie McGee. All right, not waiting to get to the pitcher spot to use him. They're going to use him right here. And he has great numbers. No home runs, though. Strange. Let's see if there's anybody who has the Willie McGee cure in terms of OPS here. There's a 330 chance that McGee is going to get a hit. 317, 331. So he doesn't hit righties as well as he does. Well, it's just about the same. I mean, he's a good hitter. 289 for Jay Howell versus him. It's 100 points less. All right, we're going to go to Jay. Tim has done a great job. He'll get the win if he can. The rest of the guys can get him home. He needs 6 outs. Jay Howell needs to provide one of them right here. The numbers go down. See if we can get a strikeout here against the tough McGee. And he gets it. Big out there. All right, let's see if we can get him through the rest of this inning. Here's Collins. He's 0 for 3. He strikes out. 2 outs. 4 outs from a win. Jones still sitting at first. His arms crossed. Terry is up next, and he's 2 for 2. I'll take my chances, even though that box shows Pedro Guerrero. They're emptying the bench right here. The other starter who hasn't played today is up now, and he can hit home runs. He has 3. A 744 OPS, a slug of 392. Anybody else really good? He's probably better against lefties. Slightly better. Not a lot better. On base at 352. Howell's pitching well as well also, so my odds are if there's nothing really great here, I'm going to stick with him. Because we might need to use Gott. Okay, we're sticking with him. He's going to face Guerrero. If he hits a home run, he hits a home run. He's my best option right here. 2 outs, only 9 pitches. So he could go into next inning if he can get Guerrero here. The pitch. Fly ball deep. Javier going back. Still rising. Is it going to come down? It's coming down. A web gem by Javier to make the catch. I think that's his first one of this season that I can remember. Whew, and then at a really important time, they get Guerrero. Ken Hill comes in now. Whew, whew, whew. I don't know that was going to be a home run, but I'll have to go look at the text afterwards. But a great play nonetheless, and it stops the threat. Oh, okay, through 8, 8-6 Dodgers. Here comes Vizcaino against Hill. And after Sharperson hits here, there's a base hit for Vizcaino. He's going to get 2. He's going to go for 3. Cut off to Jones, a throw to third. He's got it. His second triple of the season, and the Dodgers in business. Okay, after Sharperson and Samuel hit here, we're going to move guys around. and bring in Hamilton to play third. Okay, first we got to focus on scoring here. Sharperson, fly ball here, gets the run home, and they're going to walk him. There's an 81% chance he can steal. If we get the Howell spot, we're probably going to... I'm not going to try to steal second. We're just going to let Samuel hit. He's been hot. And he strikes out. 1 out. Sharperson, 79%. We've got Howell up. Can I get 3 more outs with the guys I got in the pen? We got a switch hitter for Coleman. Doesn't make much difference there. Searage could take him. And then Akendo. And Hudler and Pagnazzi could try Gott there. I don't think Howell will even make contact. And let's see what we could do hitting-wise against Ken Hill, who has a terrible ERA. Hubie's up there, but he could strike out too. It's been hot lately. This is a tough call. I usually would probably just let Hal strike out here and give it up to Murray to score another run. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to let Hal strike out. Even if he only pitches to one more batter. I'd rather do that. If we don't score here, we don't score. And it doesn't look like we're going to. This Cayeno had a chance. So if we lose, again, not even for sure that, well, that's off the wall? Is that, yeah, that's off the wall. We're going to score. That just kept carrying, and Sharperson will score, and we made the right call. We're up 10-6 now. I thought that was a for sure out off the bat. And it just kept carrying and went off the wall. Wow. So maybe I did make the right call there. The 2-run score, it's 10-6, and we still have Howell to use in the top of the ninth. The bottom of the ninth, excuse me. There's Daniels against Hill. Eddie Murray comes through again. Daniels strikes out, but it doesn't matter. The Dodgers get another one. Whew, they've scored in the 3rd inning, the 4th inning, the 5th inning, the 7th inning, the 8th inning, and the 9th inning. And you could score 2 crooked numbers in the 7th and the 9th and score 1 in the 8th. You're probably going to win unless you're way behind. Howell looks fine, so we're going to go with him batter by batter until there's a better option. It's 15 pitches in. OPS is 755. It looked better before, but now it seems like it's not as good. The OPS number. Well, all the numbers. We have Searage. We could use him there. If I use him there, then I got to go to Gott. Can I trust Gott? That's not a good number there. Up by 4, we're going to let him pitch. I know that could be a mistake, but let's try it. It's a fly ball to Gibson. Let's see if Gibson... I didn't move the third baseman in. I got so excited. We're going to do that right now. 1 out. Let's make a shift. Now, there's some debate in my head about who's better at second base, Sharperson or Samuel, but Samuel's played it a lot. So we're going to let Sharperson move to second base. And we'll move Hamilton into Samuel's spot. And he's going to play third. That gives me the best infield. Now let's work on the defense. Gonzalez I'm not going to move Gibson. I'm going to leave him there. We're going to move Gonzalez into Daniel's spot. And it's just a question. You want to play him in left? You want to play him in right? I think he has a better arm than Samuel. So we're going to put him in right and move Samuel into left. Okay. It's hard to remember all this stuff. You get excited. You got to be calm. You got to temper down the emotion. Focus on what you're doing. Okay, I think that's the best infield we have. Yeah, Gonzalez is a forearm. All right, Oquendo's up. The numbers are about the same, a 407 on base, but we're going to let him continue pitching. He's not out of pitches yet. See if he can finish this off. He strikes him out. 3 Ks for Howell, and this is his best outing, I think. And he's got one more man to go. It's Rex Hudler. Those are good numbers for Rex. This won't be a save, though. Well, no, I don't. Maybe? I don't know. We'll find out. See if he can get out of the game right here. Ground ball to Vizcaino. We get the Hud man 5 times today. Cross to Murray. And another comeback win for the Dodgers. Down 6-2? Was it 6-2? They come back and win 10-6. And some good. And there's the difference between a team that's in first place and a team that's in last place. The bullpen. In a game I had the Dodgers written off and had lost, and the lead had gone down to 1 game. Samuel hits a big hit, gets a big home run to take the lead. Yeah, the Cardinals didn't score after the 4th. They led 6-3 and 6-4. After I gave up, I left Mike Hartley in too long. Heroes all over the place. Samuel probably the biggest one. Eddie Murray with a big hit in the 9th to score 2. He gets 3 RBI. Cal Daniels 1 hit. If you can win with Cal Daniels only getting 1 hit, that's great. Socha 3 for 4. Javier with some big hits. Don't stop getting picked off. Jose Vizcaino 2 for 5. I mean, that's how this offense runs. It's not on home runs. Hartley, terrible, terrible outing, but does not get the loss. 5 walks. Just did not have it today. Yeah, stuff was negative. I will agree with that. Minus stuff. Cruz comes in, pitches like his usual self. He gets the win, and Hal does get the save because of I guess the game was in doubt when he came in. Tewksbury, 5 earned runs and 6 2/3 is not his normal job, and the bullpen comes in and doesn't do well. The Dodgers like to feast on that bullpen. Home run there. Stolen base for Hudler. And he gets thrown out also. Javier gets picked off. Sharperson gets picked off. See if there's anything else that's important before signing off. Sacrifice fly here. Great plays. Javier, Hudler, Jones, Pagnozzi, and Milt Thompson. Poor plays by Collins, Jones, and Walling. All Cardinals. Web gem by Javier. And that reminds me, Tim Cruz gets the MVP. Samuel gets the game-winning RBI. So everybody gets something. Let's go back to the bottom of the 8th. Where, I can't look at it. Okay, let's see if we can finish here and then check and see, after it reloads, what happened on that play that Javier made the web gem. Another exciting game. I thought that was going to be a blowout. And somehow the Dodgers just kept hitting. That is how you win games, and those are the games that you need to win when it looks like you're done. That help you win a division. Got a lot more of those to go in order to put a bow on this one, but an exciting game nonetheless. There's the Dodgers' 25th win. here and see what exactly happened in the bottom of the 8th, hit by Pedro Guerrero. Go over here to the Dodgers. And 10-6 win. And I hit it hard enough. Oh, there we go. And see if we can look on the film to see exactly what happened. Hopefully it'll load. Okay, we're looking for the bottom of the 8th. Okay, there's Guerrero. Hitting 220 in May, man on first, 0-2 count, drives a deep fly ball towards right center, way back there. It could go. Javier racing back, he ran into the wall and makes the catch. So it wasn't a home run, but it would have been probably extra base hit. So the Dodgers win. They go up to 25-17. They now still maintain their 2-game lead over Cincinnati, 3 over Houston, 4 over San Francisco. Thanks for watching. I appreciate your time. See you next time on Missed It by How Much.